Hi, I am Kayla, and I am the owner of the Lucky Puppy. And I wanted to take just a few minutes. I know you've seen videos of these sweet little babies, but I wanted to take a few minutes and just show you some of the things that we do with our puppies that make them phenomenal adults. So I'm going to use this sweet little girl. This is Bella Kate. She is one of our 5-week-old little Shih Tzu puppies. She's at a Muffin and Hunter's litter. She's adorable. She has a sweet little family that's waiting to get her on the 1st of April. But I just wanted to show you just some of the little things that we do. We actually start this. It's just a little cheap vibrating toothbrush that I got from, I think, Dollar Tree or Dollar General or somewhere. It was cheap. Anyway, so we start this with them when they are 3 weeks old. So this is the 2nd week that she's had this done to her. When you turn it on, it vibrates. And we just want to put it under her paw, just like this. And you just leave it for just a few seconds. I usually kind of count to 5. And you're going to do each paw. So it's a little bit harder to hold her like this, but you're going to do front and back. And what this does is most of the time now, when puppies and your adult dogs too, when they have their nails done, at least I know our vet and our groomer, they give you the option to have them to use a grinder to kind of smooth them out so they're not rough. That's basically what this is kind of simulating, is the vibration from that. So that way you don't want them to be reactive. So we don't want it to be that when they trim their nails and they use this little grinder to kind of smooth them out, that they're going to try and bite it or it's going to scare them. Because majority of the time when a dog bites, it's a fear reaction. And so we don't want that. Another thing that this kind of simulates is the clippers from a groomer. So we just brush over their body. And typically most dogs don't mind the clippers on their body. Where they get a little iffy is their paws. They typically don't like, somebody messing with that. But the big one is their head. So we put it on their head and we just kind of just go over around their ears. We do on their face and under their chin. Because like I said, you don't want to take your dog to the groomer and they go to use clippers on them and they try to bite them. So this is just something that, like I said, we start this when they're 3 weeks old. This is just something that we do to kind of desensitize them to that. And you just kind of go all over their body. And as you can tell, like I said, she's 5 weeks old now, so she's had this for 2 weeks. This doesn't faze her at all, but we will continue to do this up until she goes home, just because we don't want to, I want to make sure that she's not scared of that at all. And then another thing that we do is, it goes back to having their nails trimmed, because we do trim their nails. We just mess with their paws. So I start trimming their nails when they're about 3 to 4 days old, just kind of as they need it. And so we're just going to take and just kind of put pressure on that pad, just to bring the nails up. Same thing you would do if you're trimming them. And so you just kind of take it one nail at a time, just kind of pull it up a little bit, and you do that on all 4 of their paws. And like I said, this is another thing that I will start doing with them when they are about 3 weeks old. I mean, they're used to me messing with their paws because I do trim their nails when, like I said, they're like 3 to 4 days old. But I make a point to do this daily once they hit that 3-week mark. And then we just mess with them. We mess with their face because, like I said, paws. So your biggest chance of getting bit with a dog is messing, you're trimming their nails. I know a lot of dogs that have major anxiety about having that done. And then when they're trying to trim their face, or the vet is having to check their teeth. A lot of them don't like that. So we mess with them. That is something that we are just I don't want them to ever feel like this is an unusual behavior, that this is something that they've never experienced this before. So we are messing with their noses. We check their ears, because that's another thing. Anytime you start messing with a dog around like their head, their ears, that can cause anxiety with them. It's a fear for them. They don't like it. And so we mess with them. We clean their ears. Because like I said, the last thing that I want is to get a phone call from someone who got one of my babies and says, hey, like, I'm sorry, but this dog's biting. You know, whenever we try to trim their nails or anything like that, like they snap, they try to bite. So this is something that we start them at a really young age, just messing with them. I want this to be a common occurrence for them. We brush them because, you know, shih tzu coats are a little bit on the higher maintenance side, so they are going to require grooming, and we want them to be accustomed to that. So they get messed with. We do sanitary cuts on them, so that way we can kind of keep their backsides nice and neat and clean. And so that's something that they're accustomed to having done as well. So we just, like I said, I want them to not be fazed by any of this. And this is something that we encourage when people get a puppy. We encourage them to continue this on, because I can start this, but if you stop it and then your puppy has a negative reaction at the groomer, that can then basically erase what I've done. So I encourage my new puppy owners to continue this on when they're little. This is the best time to do this. It keeps them, like I said, it's better to kind of prevent the behavior than trying to correct one. So we don't ever want to get them accustomed to biting or showing aggression, anything like that. And we do now, Bella Kate, like I said, she's 5 weeks old. She's been having all of this done to her for the past 2 weeks now. So as you can see, she's very comfortable with this. She has not tried to pull away from me. She is not acting like she's stressed out. She's not panting or anything like that. This is, like I said, she's accustomed to this. But I do have puppies that occasionally it takes a little bit more working with them, because they do get a little bit, it bothers them more with the toothbrush on their head. But I continue on with that. I never let it be that if I'm messing with a puppy's paw and it starts snatching away from me, that I end my session on that. I continue until they relax. And when they relax, then I'm done. Because I never want to teach them that if they behave badly, if they try to bite or they snatch their paw away or they're whining or wiggling and pulling away, anything like that, that means that that's how they get their way, because that's what you're training. If you are messing with their paw and they snatch away or they try like biting at your hand and you stop, well, basically what you have done is you're teaching them that this is a behavior that I'm not comfortable with, and the best way to stop this, to get them to leave my paw alone, is to either bite at them or to snatch it away or to get really wiggly, things like that. And that's not what we want. We don't want to teach them that that's how we get our way. So we never end any of our training sessions on a bad note. So they have to cooperate. And then once I get the result that I'm looking for, which is a calm puppy that is just letting me do whatever, then, and that puppy may only calm down for a few seconds. The minute that I feel that puppy kind of relax, then I'm done. If they've been wiggly, they've been giving me a hard time during our session, the minute that I feel them relax, then I end it. I'm done, because I want to make sure that I end it on a positive note. But so those are just a few of the things. We do a lot more, and I'll do some more videos on some of the other things that we do here. But this is just, you know, some of the things that we do, mainly kind of focusing on getting them comfortable with being groomed. But yeah, so that's part of what we do here to make sure that when you get one of these sweet little babies, they're comfortable around grooming clippers and things like that. So, all right, Bella Kate, can you tell everybody bye? Say bye, sweet girl.